Well, today is November 27th, 22. It's 3:30 in the morning. At 2:30 in the morning, they woke me up yelling outside my apartment. That old guy and that Chris, still trying to pull a fast one. Even after November 18th, 22, Walmart 62, between 2 and 6 by the hair salon. A man comes in, screams it into the hair salon. Now, they have great big cameras there and cameras inside Walmart hair salon. And even the girls said the police watch them in there. Okay? Tape and audio. He comes in Walmart. It was my idea to say we taped her before. He said, for everyone to turn on where I did all that and they actually fell for all this and for all them to turn on her, it was all my idea and they all fell for her. Ha 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 ha. And they all went along with it. Ha 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 ha. And he's laughing his hyena off. Yeah. Okay. How they fell for it. It was all him. Okay. And he did it for everyone to turn on me, and he thought it was funny that they actually did it. Okay? All right. The other guy's like, if that's what's going on, I could take care of. Okay. Well, November 24th, I'm in Mercy Medical because I got food poisoning. Okay? Outside my room, one of the nurses is talking to one of the ladies and said nobody found any of this funny when that Eric made fun of us for falling for all of this. It was Eric, this one that's talker. Okay? The lady replied, I found out no one actually said anything bad about her. None of this is funny. Some of those guys up there were running experiments on her. And after that agent bullied her into saying she was lying when she wasn't, they thought they could just go ahead and do it. And I told them to stop, that realize none of this is funny, and they finally realized how not funny this is. I'm a human being. I'm not a rat or a dog. These people are monsters from hell. It's retired Judge Pete's family. He's that agent out of the area. Dave was dating one of his daughters. That young blonde girl at Faith Family Church. My dad's FBI, he works the case. She'd sit behind me and she'd mock me. Okay. She told people she dated Dave. She's a 19, 20-year-old kid. 19. Okay. She is a pea sweater girl where I was on the toilet in Ravenna. And I'm OCD off the chart. Okay. I stood up, I wiped, I went to flush the toilet, my sleeve fell down, I pushed it up. Most people just wash their hands and arms and not think anything of it. But I'm OCD. So I took off the sweater, washed my hands and arms, and I went and I actually tried on 2 different sweaters and went to church. I got to church, her and her me friends don't sit by her. She has a pea sweater on. She was watching me on the toilet. Okay. She showed up. I had my grandchildren with me. Thank God they didn't realize what she was saying. Okay? They're like, I'm glad they beat her. And I turn around and look at her. She's like, I'm glad they raped her. And I turned around and looked at her. And she said, the other girl said, do you think you can get those guys to beat and rape somebody for us? Oh, yeah, we just have to ask them. And walked out laughing. How she could have people raped. She's that mentally sick. The people that are doing this are extremely mentally ill. Mentally ill. I had been on the Department of Justice webpage. There's been other FBI agents stealing money from cases and going out gambling. It's not the first rodeo of agents gone rogue and bad for financial gain where they think they can get money from a victim. My one friend that worked from the prosecutor's office in Stark County said they had problems with agents and officers in this area taking backdoor deals where they take payoffs to let people get victimized or killed. Um, and that's basically what happened. See, I lived in Portage County when this started. I called a hotline. I Googled who should have been, who's FBI over Portage County. It's Akron. Even though FBI can be pulled and work anywhere in the United States because they're just hired police officers. Uh-huh. They're only assigned over a certain area on a regular basis. So what the hell would a Canton FBI courthouse task force agent bet my case? They wouldn't. They weren't in my area. Got it? For we call Will and explain Michelle, and then that they try to say it that way. But that girl, my dad's FBI. He works the case. I date Dave. Dave and I this, Dave and I that. Yeah. It's one of his girlfriends. She said her name was Michelle. Little 19, 20-year-old kid going after a 60-plus-year-old man. He's worth $600,000 with all the house, the jewelry. That's what they're wanting. Now, that agent, to explain this on basic levels, when you go through, you're a witness or a victim of a violent crime and you get put in protective custody. With that court order, they also put a supplementary income because you've been victimized. You have been horrified. You have been maybe even hurt. And because your life's been turned upside down because of this violent crime, they've set you up a supplementary income from the government for the rest of your life. Basically like a Social Security account. Except for don't have restrictions on it. You just have that income the rest of your life. Because you witnessed against somebody for a violent crime. Okay? Makes sense. Supplementary income. $5,000 a month. It's $60,000 a year. It's not a lot. It's enough. It's lower. It's low to mid income. You know what I mean? You're $60,000 a year. It's like Social Security. You get it from the government, supplementary income. It's $5,000 a month. It's $60,000 a year to live on because you've been a victim or a witness of a violent crime. I should have been getting it from day one. I never got it. They've been talking about it around me. It's there. They found the court order for the case. And they said the agents would rather let me die than give it to me. They're trying to steal the supplementary income from a victim. It's Michelle's family again. Where they were yelling out on November 11th, 22 in Massillon. Some of the guys who worked the case. It's that idiot trying to steal everything for his own family. It's exactly what's going on and only what's going on. It's that idiot trying to steal everything for his own family. And that's the only thing going on. Okay? It's Michelle's dad, the agent out of his area. He's the one that went up and they said that he was the one that went up and told on me to that church. That officer, that Stark County Sheriff, verified it was him. And he did tell on me before he called me back. Why would he do that? Because that's his daughter, Dave stating. That Michelle. Okay? It's one of Dave's girlfriends. It was, yeah, because that's why he picked it up out of his area. He broke the law doing that. He broke the law telling on me. He broke the law badgering me into a false statement of saying I was lying when I was trying to give a statement. Uh-huh. You either say you're lying or I'll arrest you. You either say you're lying or I'll put you in jail. You hear me? He's screaming at me till I say it and then laugh at me like a hyena. He's mentally ill. And then I had to plead for my life for him to protect me. He didn't protect me. He left me up there to die and let these people go Nazi on me for his baby girl. He's mentally ill. They all are participating in this. Just like where they try to act like my one son and his wife were in it with Dave. Okay? That where they kicked in the door and were photoshopping the shower scene, I guess, and date rape drugging me, and I had bruises and I was sick. Okay? Um, that they were in it with Dave and were going to lie on me. Well, I went to him November 13th, 22. My phone's tapped. Okay. She was telling me how somebody at work is lying on her, trying to get her fired. Okay. She, and I told her about people, I told her what happened on November 8th at SIPA Park, or SIPA Library, where this lady from my church was following me around. They tell people I have charges. And to follow me around and say stuff. She said, why on earth would anybody fall for that? As if, Karen, you do anything wrong. I started laughing. Here she's supposed to, her and my son are supposed to be in it with my ex-husband and his girlfriend for the shower scene. And she starts defending me. Okay, she's like, they would, I said, well, I call them the Pinocchio in the Wow 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 group. She said, Karen, anybody saying you did anything wrong would be a Pinocchio, and they better have extra shorts because their pants would catch on fire as if you'd ever do anything wrong. And my son's like, well, you got your CCW, don't you, Mom? I said, of course I do. And I told him about my med certs and da 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 da. She's like, she said, anybody would even ever believe you did anything wrong would be a Pinocchio and their pants would go burst in fire as if you'd ever do anything wrong, Karen. And she's sitting there defending me. Michelle's family is so warped. They told everybody that my son and his daughter, my son and his wife were in it with, and my, that son of my grandkids were in it with my ex-husband and his girlfriend Michelle, making up horrible lies, and for them to Photoshop that shower scene in stocking tapes, that they were going to lie on me. And they knew nothing. 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 I sat there and laughed. I realized they were lying on them, that they were lying on me. So where they run around and say the boys have an attorney, the boys don't have an attorney. Their parents didn't know anything about this. Where they've been running around terrorizing me and lying to everybody, it's Michelle's family acting like they're people. And it's just Michelle's family and friends lying. Because why would you have an attorney when their parents know nothing about it and they're defending the grandmother? Like where they were lying on me, they were lying on them. And what they were going to do is try to steal that supplementary income and then take it, and no one would realize nobody ever got it. They stole it. That was their ingenious plan. Trying to steal government funds for someone is a big federal crime. You can't attach it, you can't do anything. That agent that called me back out of his area, they've already verified it was him that told on me the night before. And they were even talking about it at Mercy Medical on November 24th, the agent that called her back that bullied her into saying she was lying when she wasn't. Yeah. People were getting even with her for him bullying her. You don't get even with the victim. You arrest the agent for badgering somebody. That's how messed up with this is. They were hurting victims up there. See, I was found innocent of everything at 18. I can pass an FBI background check. I just got my med certification for the state of Ohio. I can pass meds. I do home health care. I take care of everything from just the disabled to the mentally handicapped. A lot of my clients are, nice way to put it, are grown children. They're the sweetest people. Society overlooks handicapped people or looks the other way. When you actually get to know the people, it's a beautiful part of society. They're wonderful, sweet people, and they're sweet, wonderful families. Uh, their disability is that they have mentally stopped growing after like 5, 10, 12 years old, 14 times. But they're grown adults. And they can't be left alone because their mental IQ only got that high. And they're the sweetest people, and it's a pleasure working with them and having the privilege to do that, to enhance their lives, to bring them up to their highest potential, to teach them how to do different things, but stay within their mental capability. And if they can't do it, it's okay. And for it to be a safe, comfortable environment and a loving one, that people take care of them and work with them, that actually care for them. It's a beautiful part of society that people shun or overlook. I have the privilege of being part of their life every day. When I'm out with them, I don't have time for stupid. That's where that one lady, Krista, from my church showed up November 8th, kept walking by me, okay, at SIPA Library, kept staring at me, where they lie to people I have charged. I have 9 of them that day by myself, okay? I'm too busy. I got to worry about people crying, people walking off, people staying together, okay? And everybody happy and enjoying themselves. I have 9 people to entertain and keep safe. Do I have time for stupid? No, not at all. I am too busy taking care of these people and sharing their lives with them, okay? And I'm responsible for them. These people cannot tell you their name, their address, and how to get a hold of somebody. I cannot let them walk off. I have to know where they're at all the time. I'm very busy when I'm at work. Got it? So I go out to the van after she walks by me 4 times. I and she's out by the van. I thought, I'm going to take care of this. I got my people loaded up. I walked to the other side of the van that didn't open up. She goes, hi. And I said, hi. I said, she's like, how are you? Now they've all been saying it's retired Judge Pete's daughter. One of them's the agent's daughter. Okay. This area. Okay, because Dave was dating Michelle Lorne, a big, heavy set, blonde girl with big chest and a pretty dark hair. Okay. He had 17 girlfriends in high school. He was doing the male whore thing again up there. Okay. He likes to manipulate women. All right. So I said, well, it's been pretty rough. My ex-husband was dating Michelle while we were still married, and him and her tried to have me killed to get everything. Within a few days of us living up there, he had met her, and by the 6th day of moving up there, somebody kicked in my door. They were stalking me with button cameras, breaking in, date rape, drugging me. I'd wake up with bruises, and they said they photoshopped a shower scene in the other room to make me look weird, and da 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 da. She's like, oh, Karen, you'll be found innocent. What part of that made me a victim did she not understand? The girlfriend was stalking me. Her and her family were stalking me. They were chemically kidnapping me with drugs. It's juvenile putting a shower scene in the other room. I could say asinine. A mean teenage girl stunt. I told her I just passed an FBI background check. I got my med certs. Da 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 da. Okay? And she looks like I gotta go, and she ran across the parking lot. I told my daughter-in-law that too, that was supposed to be involved in this. She's like, how on earth could she fall for that? Karen, what you do for a living? You can't even have an accusation. I know that. What I do is a type of nursing. I can't even have an accusation. Okay. Alrighty. So we're gonna go forward. Um, Then later on, November 8th on Turquoise Street, where my one client lives, that Michelle was out there yelling, telling everybody that Krista called her and that none of this was funny, that all the tapes before were people just helping us get everything, nothing else. None of it was her, it was them. And afterwards, all these people just helped us get everything. Krista's right, none of this is funny. I didn't think about it before. Well, it took somebody telling you off to realize it. And yet tonight at 2:30 in the morning, some old man's out there with that weird Chris. Chris, didn't you say they taped her before? Oh, yeah. The Chris that they said, no man talked to her, Chris? No, we used truth serum on her instead. False confession, sodium pentothal. Questioner gets what it wants, right or wrong. Lie under it. Illegal sodium pentothal. FDA prohibits any use in humans and not to be brought in the United States since 17. So where would you get it? And lethal sodium pentothal is used in anthrax in lethal injections. So where would you get it? It's a lethal outlaw drug. You say yes to anything. And then they were breaking in the neighborhood. They were using ecstasy and date rape drugs. It's called needling somebody. If you put what date rape drug is injectable, it's ketamine, propofol, and rufenol, and ecstasy. They walk up and jab you with a needle. In 60 seconds, you're sleepwalking chemically for 4 to 6 hours. You will be sleepwalking. Your conscious never makes a permanent memory of it, but your subconscious did. You're sleepwalking. You have no idea what you're saying or doing. And when it wears off, you have no idea what happened to you. That's where they used to put it in a drink. They don't have to do it anymore. They just walk up and jab you. It's not funny to do that to a human being. It's attempted murder, kidnapping, and attempted extortion under it is major. Now, my one set of grandkids, Melissa's kids, were caught stating in a protected lie case, all the police know they lied, that they wanted the house for Auntie Shell and Papa Thanksgiving of 18, and they were making everything up to Flora, and they were games of pretend. That's why nobody ever questioned me. That is exactly why. They caught all the kids lying in 2018. They yelled it out November 7th, 8/21 on Walmart West Tusk. They found all the kids lying in 2018. They did. Everybody knows that they sold the login to the protected custody case for money, to make money off of this. So like man can and can't. May of 19. If you didn't hear John's kids right on the third step up, Karen, Dave's girlfriend's name isn't Shell, it's Michelle. Just like January 12th, 22, Walgreens, North Main, Officer John, goons at the door where those kids get caught stating they made everything up. Like Flora said, my other granddaughter ratted them out laughing. Of course it never happened. Of course it wasn't true. We made it up. It was games of pretend. And they're documented me games of pretend. It's a mess. And police put it. Even two of the Stark County sheriffs were laughing. If Kurt just found out all those kids were lying, he is slow. Even Melissa's friends were telling their kids not to say anything, that they had confronted Melissa. They knew all the kids were lying a long time ago. They knew since 18. They got caught stating in protected home custody inside a legally bugged house. They were making everything up to my other granddaughter. And with everybody getting followed around because Dave threatened to kill everybody, they caught her friends with Michelle and telling the kids to make everything up. They're really mentally ill going that low. So, yeah, and the investigators haven't called those kids anything nice. They call them fucking lying, dirty little bastards to fucking shit my family should be ashamed of. Massillon Police puts it the nicest, documented mean games of pretend. Drug and gang unit would take care of me when I was in town. For Telburst, I'll take care of Karen when she's in town. He was over the drug and gang unit. Like the investigators say, Karen's a victim of an occult that drugged her and tried to kill her before. An occult. My one friend from the prosecutor's office in Starr County, Ohio, said they have problems with officers and agents and people in this area taking backdoor deals, having people victimized and killed for payoff, and they're have to prosecute them. I've never been questioned of wrongdoing. I've never been prosecuted. I've never been found guilty. I've never had Miranda rights of wrongdoing. Why? Because they found everyone lying in 2018, and everybody else spoke highly of me. It's documented. Even my other client in October 5th, 21, Huntington Bank, 1:53 p.m. on Cleveland Avenue by Fisher's. They still have it. It's only been a year. We walk in. I don't want Melissa getting any money out of this. That's okay. They knew they made everything up. They didn't want anybody to help her. We go to leave. He's like, who's that crazy Melissa they're all talking about? I said, oh, that's daughter-in-law friends with ex-husband's girlfriend and had the kids make up a bunch of mean games and pretend in front of the police. He's like, she's nuts. Or she's crazy. I said, I know she is. So are all these people helping out. So where they run around using people's low IQs, and then they're laughing at them like hyenas in front of them. A lot of them don't think it's funny anymore for how stupid they are for falling for this. I was found innocent of everything at 18. That's how I can pass an FBI background check. Michelle's family is not funny. It's just their family doing it to me on their own.